And we're live. It's been a little while, you guys, but I'm back. I'm here to drop some content to you, make people think a little bit better and or differently. You know, that's the purpose of most podcasts is to bring some information to people think and or rethink what they consider normal, what they've been taught by their culture, their family, their religion, right? So this one is called interesting phenomenon that I'm noticing the past few decades. I work with people all day long, so I just what I see a pattern that in our monoculture, people are on a quest to create some kind of identity of their own. It's interesting because back in the days when roles were clear and defined, right? People would stick in a family business. People would stick in a system that was already prepaid for them, right? Men were plumbers because they come from a family of plumbers and farmers and lawyers and construction workers, right? All these things that were ancestral a lot and built into the family and sort of easier to get into the business because you're kind of born into it. Uh, but nowadays, we destroy, you know, on some level, the economy. People are struggling. People don't stick together with their families. There's a lot of conflict, per the culture. This is what I see, and people are stepping away from families and starting moving often very far, far away from their family system, the support unit that's in place that could be in place, even if it's small. Um, and basically start their lives over again somewhere else by themselves, maybe with a wife and a couple of kids, and just kind of keep pedaling and really struggling. Because interesting enough, wealthy families don't do this. Even if they don't get along, they don't get away from each other, right? The kids understand the family tradition, the wealth that's been built traditionally, right? They come from generations of realtors, generation of bankers of some kind, and so even if they don't get along, right? They stay in the system, understanding that life's going to be easier, resources are going to be all over the place, choices are limited, though success fruitful. I want to say it's lucrative. Um, and I see this. Men always had, forever had to create their own path, right? So again, it's easier following the family tradition, but if you don't have resources there, then you have to build it for yourself. So men will build their character to get to be relevant in the world, to be able to be competitive, to push through, to again, be successful, to build a family, to be able to take care of a woman and children and leave a legacy. So it's always been the go-to, and men will actually get stuck in. I'm a lawyer. I'm a dentist, right? I'm a doctor. I'm a construction worker. I'm a plumber. Like so, it becomes identity because that's how we make a living. What I see that's most damaging in this modern world is when women abandon the traditional role, and now their identity is about production, producing, wanting to be like men, relevant, which is there's nothing wrong with that, but nobody knows who to be any longer, is what I see. Looking for some identity outside of ourselves, connected to what I do. And what happens is when women are chasing the bag, like men do naturally, there's um, away from what women are traditionally built for, right? Your own essence to nurture people, to support people in the way that a feminine supports. That's all been pushed out because I have to figure out who I am, and this is who I want to be, and get an identity per her job and or career. What happens is on the other side, this is what I see all day long, are women who miss the boat on relationship, miss the boat on building families, are 40, 45 years old and single, no child, no children, alone, living in a small place, right? This is what's happening right now, by the way. At the present time, 1 out of 4 women over the age of 40 is on antidepressant. That's not because life is good. Do you know what I mean? So that's that search for identity as opposed to lining up with what's always worked, where masculine and feminine dance, building together, supporting each other, complementing each other. My strength different than my wife's strength, coming together. We build a family, we build a marriage, we build a legacy. But we get away from that, more choices doesn't necessarily mean happiness. More choices doesn't necessarily mean uh, less. More option is often more confusing because again, it's away from everything that used to guide us into a future traditionally, right? And but now we've so rejected everything that traditional tribal identity used to give us. Traditional tribal identity, right? The roles that we all play more naturally that allows us to survive for millennia, right? So latest generation, right, basically of rejected the tribal automatic the old automatic tribal community affiliations, and I don't think that's good. Not to the point it has gone to. So some of us have no option. You have to go build life for yourself. But the idea of getting away from your family, getting away from your connection, getting away from people who can help and support you, financially, but even guidance and information and how to do this business kind of thing, uh, is not helping. So just something to think about. Changing the rules on everything is what I see more confusing for a lot of people that is helpful. That's what I have to say about this. Let me know comments below. Let me know what you think, how that resonated. Um, and ask me questions. And you could follow me, press the button, smash the button. You get one of these about once a week. And I have live events. I'm in Los Angeles that we posted down below. So if you're curious in more of this stuff, just come and get it. I'm here to help. I'm here to make people think and or rethink things that don't necessarily we think about. With that, have a great rest of your week. I'll see you next time.